So I'm just going to do a half a turn on each spoke tighter, starting at the valve hole as we did when it was on the table. It's better to put half a turn on at a time than it is to try and put too much on and not get around the whole rim before you have to backtrack. So I've gone around the whole rim, 36 spokes, half a turn tighter. It's now starting to feel quite tight. And what I'm doing here, by gripping the spokes two at a time in each hand, like this, not like this, this way with the wide gaps, and you just go around, and I'm just pre-stressing them a little bit. And that just helps a little bit for the spoke head to bed into the hub and for the nipple to bed in to the rim here. Now we're going to check it for trueness, and typically by going around half a turn more it will drag it out of true a little bit. It's less than half a millimetre out in places, so I'm just going to go around quite quickly because it's almost impossible to show this. But I'm going to go around quite quickly and just do like an eighth of a turn on a few different spokes to pull that half a millimetre out. And you can hear that sound that the nipples are making. It's a good sound. It means that the spokes are getting tight, almost tight enough to be finished. In some cases I'm doing more like a quarter of a turn, and I'm actually tightening spokes now rather than loosening because we need a little bit more tension if anything. And that's so close to being perfect. I look for a little tiny flash of daylight that's even all the way around, and the other way to do it is just to wind this in a little bit more so you get the sound and you operate on the sound, or a combination of sight and sound. The right hand side of the rim is looking pretty good, pretty true, and now we can just see that there's a tiny deviation to the left, and we'll pull that out by tightening a spoke just a tiny amount, quarter of a turn, and then the one that means it went too far the other way, and that would suggest that there's a little deviation in the rim there rather than anything we can do anything about with the spokes. I'm just loosening this spoke off a little bit, and that's got rid of the discrepancy. That wheel is virtually right now. This wheel can stand a little bit more tension, and I'm just going to do half a turn. So each spoke, starting at the valve, I'll do half a turn. And you can hear the sound of screaming spokes, which is a nice sound to hear. If we hadn't lubricated the threads, we wouldn't be able to get the spokes as tight as this. If you lubricate the threads and don't do them tight enough, the nipples will come undone. But if you have enough tension on there, an even tension, they won't come undone. And a good sign is that we put some more tension on, and it's made the wheel run out just in a couple of places a minuscule amount, which we can adjust. And a lot of this fine tuning of the wheel only comes, the speed of doing it only comes with experience. The most important thing is you very small increments is what's required with the spoke key. Alright, that's not too bad. Now, the next phase that we need to do is to pre-stress the wheel to bed the spokes in properly, and then we need to true it again.